Hey, what's up, studs? Ryan here, or M&R Productions, and welcome to my review of the LEGO Harry Potter Summer 2024 Privet Drive set. LEGO did send me this for free to review, so big thank you to LEGO for sending me this. I was not paid to say anything or anything about it, so the review will be my opinion as usual. It is set number 75968, and its official name is for Privet Drive, with 797 pieces. Quite a piece count, especially when you consider the price at just $70 in the United States. So that seems pretty fair on face value. Obviously, we'll get into whether or not it actually is in the review, and I'm sorry for the banged up box. The LEGO Ambassador Network does not send their best, unfortunately. So you get the 6 figures there with Vernon Dursley, Petunia Dursley, Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, Dudley Dursley, and Dobby. Hopefully it did bother you that I went way out of order there. And I should also mention up front here that this is a set kind of based off multiple movies, because obviously Dobby doesn't show up in the first movie, but they also don't have all the mail flying in after the first movie, like in the second or whatever, when Dobby is there. So you definitely have a multi-movie clash here with this particular set, and that's kind of neat. First up here is Vernon Dursley, and he is incredible looking. I maybe have one small complaint with him, and it's that they didn't make him look fat enough. This guy is huge in the Harry Potter movies, and, you know, they didn't make, like, his torso look like it's bulging out or anything, and in my opinion, that is one small thing that could have been done to make this figure look a little bit better. His face is pretty spot on with the mustache that kind of drapes down around his mouth. You get some wrinkles around the eyes, which are nice, and the hairpiece is pretty much perfect. Like, I love the comb over that he has in the movie, and obviously that is pretty well represented here in the figure form. Removing that hairpiece will allow you to see that second face, which he has a little bit of a devilish smile, I may add. Yeah, I love that face. Maybe a little bit more than the one we have around front here. Very cool, 2 nice options, and Vernon Dursley, for the first time I think in a while, in a Harry Potter set. Petunia Dursley is not seen very often in LEGO Harry Potter here. She does have some wonderful looking dark red pants. I think those really go well with the torso, which is white. Obviously the arms as well being white. But even nicer with that combination there is that it has like fall colored leaves on the torso, and so that dark red really goes well with the nice orange and yellows of that torso, I would say. Her lips, she's got the lipstick on and that really bright, very noticeable red color. Her eyebrows kind of all over the place, some wrinkles on her face and such, which give her more of an expression there, and her hairpiece is really nice as well. Love this hairpiece for her. Removing that, she does have 2 faces, so she's got that one, which looks borderline scared to me, and this one, just kind of like a resting face, or maybe like an inquisitive type face. Up next, we have Dobby, who has a molded face, obviously not quite the same as the other characters that we have seen and will see, so that is very different with Dobby here. I almost feel like he looks a little bit too clean. Like, obviously, Dobby in the movies is really dirty looking, and like he's obviously kind of like a slave to some of these wizards and witches that are rather evil, so I wish they had given him a little bit more of a downtrodden look versus what we have here, which is more like hunky-dory, bright, everything's good and fine and dandy, and I don't know, maybe like a frown on the face at least. Like, sheesh, he's just smiling, having a grand old time. I don't know. I feel like this just doesn't quite match up to what his character feels like to me in the movies most of the time. I do like that there are some splotches and such on his torso, but again, I feel like it just doesn't go far enough to make him look dirty enough as he is in the movie. I will say I really love the dual molded small legs though. That's wonderful. Think that really adds a nice bit of detail. Should come as no surprise, the set comes with Harry Potter, and he looks wonderful here with his plaid shirt with the red and the dark blue. Love that color combo. Obviously his blue shirt underneath that with the unbuttoned shirt on the front, so you can see both there. His face is a bit of a smile there. He's got his regular dark brown wand, and he does have a second, much more fearful face. Perhaps Vernon is about to open up a can of whoop-ass on him. Not really sure, but definitely love the 2 expressions on this. Ron Weasley looking extremely scared, like he does when he's driving the car and having some trouble with it. Love the look on this guy, though. I think they nailed the look for Ron here with the hairpiece, the torso especially. Love the vertical lines on his sweater that he's got with the red sweater, also a red shirt underneath. He's got a lighter brown wand than Harry, and removing that hairpiece, you'll see he does have a second face, which is a bit of a nice smirk, like, hey, Harry, I'm here to save you. And then it's, oh no, we're gonna crash the car and we're all gonna die type of thing. So I love the 2 expressions. And finally, we have Dudley, who, like I mentioned on Vernon, I wish they had made him look look a little bit fatter. They do that with Dudley. You can see that line across the middle of his torso there. That's what they're trying to accomplish. I wish they had done that with Vernon, but they didn't. They do it with Dudley, maybe because it's a little bit more subtle on Dudley, because there's so much more going on with the torso that you can kind of get away with hiding it underneath part of the design, more or less. So kind of interesting to see them put it on him and not his father, but I still love the way this character looks equally. I think it's wonderful. Love the hairpiece that they've got him, just nice comb over, really clean looking. He's got a very scared look for when the letters fly in or whatever, and then if we remove that hairpiece, you'll see the second face is a very evil, devilish smirk. So if I straight up asked you which car is the new car, it may be a little bit difficult to tell, because from the 2018 version that came in the Whomping Willow set, they didn't make a ton of changes, and you honestly could see it going either way for which one's actually better. And I could certainly see some people liking this version better than this version. By the way, left is old, right is new, and like I said, some very small changes, minor changes, nothing huge. Using a sticker here instead of the brick-built design, which I can see why you would want to swap that out and do that differently, but you know, just like I said, just small little changes, nothing huge. Maybe in this case they've kind of taken a step back here, made it look a little bit worse in some people's eyes. I can definitely see that. The whole front end of the car though looks to be about the same, if not exactly the same side of the car, other than really this support here in the back going to be the same. The back of the car, I would say, is where we're going to see some of the bigger changes. You can see the windshield piece, or the back windshield piece, is not the same anymore, so they use this giant piece on the old set. On the new one, they're using something much smaller, which kind of makes sense, and they also did do a big change to the trunk of the set, and this one opens like this. They both open easily, right? But this one opens a lot wider, gives you a lot more space to kind of fit your finger in there, and obviously this one also going to have the chain to yank down the window. So I think that this newer trunk design is superior in one way, and that is that it opens up and it's nicer inside. I just wish they had used the 2x4 version of this piece for this area, so you don't have all these lines. That would have been the absolute best way to do it versus what you have here with these lines here, because it's separate pieces. And obviously they did something somewhat similar to what I'm kind of referencing here on the old one, where you don't have like weird lines in the middle of it. So overall, nice car, rolls, and you know, that's all you can really ask for. You can pop the roof off if you do want to put figures in, because it's gonna be tough to just fit a figure in the side there. Unfortunately, I mean, you could fit Ron and Harry, but it's still gonna be pretty tough to get two characters in there, in my opinion. But I mean, it's probably doable. You just stuff them in there. But yeah, it is unfortunate though that these cars just cannot quite fit what you would want. But overall, really good look, really accurate to what you see in the movie, so no complaints there. We'll see this again in a moment. The 4 Privet Drive house here is incredible. Now, there are a couple of small inaccuracies to what you see actually in the Harry Potter movies. I would say perhaps the biggest of which would be here on the windows. So you have the 3 windowsills on the top left, 3 windowsills bottom left. You have 1 to the right of the door, which is all fine and dandy and accurate to what you see in the movie. However, they make one small change up here on the top right, where there are 2 here on this version, but in the movie you only see 1. So it's a small thing, you know, you can mod that out, but I did notice it comparing the actual look of the house to what we have here. And perhaps I'm wrong and the Lego designers are right, because I found pictures of the house with both 1 window and 2 windows, so it seems like either or would be appropriate. I would also say the roof in the Harry Potter universe is a lot more brown than it is black, so you know, maybe that was a design choice they made, or maybe they just couldn't make all those pieces in brown, or maybe it would have just been too much brown on tan on, you know, whatever that choice may have been made for, that choice was made. It does come with this little sign here that says Privet Drive, the street sign. That is a sticker on there. Very unfortunate, I know, but it does have an owl on there, and you do also get Hedwig. I didn't mention that before, but yeah, Hedwig comes in the set, and it's the open-winged version of Hedwig that we're seeing in summer 2020, so that is rather nice. And, you know, compared to the scene where there's like 1,000 owls in the front yard of 4 Privet Drive, this scene, you know, you get 2, so you could definitely add some owls to it if you have more in your collection. But taking a closer look at the front of the house, you have this awesome looking door, which is stuffed with letters from the owls, of course. That is wonderful. You even have the little golden knocker. You have the doorknob there in black. You have a lot of plants on the outside. I will notably say that I do have the older Privet Drive set, and this is a huge improvement on that, especially in the plant department. I'll be doing a comparison of those soon. You have the lamp, and then you have the 4 there on a circular tile stud. Very unfortunate that that is a sticker. That is such a small sticker to be putting onto a Lego piece. I was very, very sad to see that. One detail that I really like and appreciate is the gutters that they have up the side of the house here. So those black poles are actually gutters. Very nice detail that they built onto this set that you don't see on too many Lego houses, I would wager. And then we move to the left here. You're actually going to have that window with the grating on it. That's going to be Harry's room, and obviously Vernon doesn't want Harry to get out, but that's going to be changing because of the car that we have. So you can pull up with Ron's car here, and he does have the chain in the back of the car. The chain is built into the design, so you don't have to worry about it ripping out or anything. Like, that's not going to happen, which is very nice. You can just lay it down on the floor while you do attach this. You just attach it to the top of the grate, and the grate is really only attached by like a stud or two at the bottom, I believe. So this should be pretty easy to yank out. So you'll have the car, and you'll just yank it away from the door there, and then you can rescue Harry Potter. It's very simple to do. I have no complaints about this feature at all. I think it's very well done. So that is quite an incredible feature, just giving you a good overall look of the house here. I should say that I like the shingling on the house. It just is the wrong color, and that's kind of like a fact, like from what I was able to see just looking at pictures of it in universe versus what it looks like here. And not that, again, that the black looks bad, it just is kind of inaccurate. So we'll start upstairs in Harry Potter's room here. You have a little owl there, and then you have little Hogwarts logos and stuff. From Gryffindor, you have a very small bench or stool for Harry to sit on at his little desk there. And on that desk, you have a picture of Lily and James Potter. And there is a really good shot of that stickered piece. It's a nice picture frame, not notably like tilted up on anything. It just exists there laying on the desk. You can have Harry stand on this, and he actually comes up to a pretty good height to actually be looking at whatever is on there. You do have the Daily Prophet, the boy who lived there, and on the box, on the back of the box, it shows Dobby standing on Harry's bed, and obviously Dobby also is going to be making this cake float, which is included in the set on this little stilt, which is awesome. Unfortunately, it doesn't include the character which they dropped the cake on, but the cake is included, so that's what the cake looks like, and it comes on the stilt, so you can make it look like it's floating around and such, but again, not super important to the overall thing with the set here. There's not much else going on upstairs, so as you work your way downstairs, there's actually a stairway, which is awesome. It has a very nice railing, nicely built into the set there with clips and such to get it at the correct angle. Love the way that looks. You have Harry's room hidden up underneath that same stairway there. You can see like the little vent there, and you can actually access his room from here. Like, you can open this. There we go. Rather difficult to do from the inside. I will show you there is a much better way to do it, but it's nice that that's there, right? It's accurate to what you see in the film, but it is far from practical to be using in a Lego set. You can see the inside of the door has another sticker there with a piece of wood trying to block the letters from getting in. And what I will say, maybe one of the most ingenious Lego design things I have seen recently is the whole side of the house here. So this is where the garage would be otherwise, I believe, in the house. But since it's not built onto the side here, you have this little lamp that you can just pull on, and it removes this entire wall and reveals Harry's little cupboard bedroom thing. It's going to be nowhere near what you see in the movie. Like, there just isn't enough space here. But you do have a nice shelf with some Lego toys printed on. And then as far as the rest of the bedroom goes, you just have a shovel and a broom, and then of course Harry's little bed with some things off to the side for, you know, nightstand or whatever. So not much going on in there, but I really appreciate the inclusion of the room. I think that this is one of the best features of the set, and kind of a hidden one at that. So this kind of just leaves us with our downstairs area, like living area. So obviously you have like the carpet or whatever that comes into the main room of the house, but you have a small different little carpet here off to the side. Then you have a couple of couches in very odd colors, I would say. Lamp there in the back of the house as well. Very hard to see there. Like, that is really well hidden, but it is a really nicely built lamp, I should say. So you can take Vernon and sit him in his like main chair here, which is pretty crazy, ridiculous looking in that like lavender color. You also have this purple couch here, which is really good looking. So you can have Petunia sit in that. We'll get her out of the way because I want you to be able to see this final feature that we have here, and that is with the chimney here. You actually have this little knob here. You're like, oh, what does this knob do? Well, obviously in the movie, the mail comes in through the chimney. It comes through a bunch of different orifices on the house, but it does definitely come out of the fireplace, comes down through the chimney and out of the fireplace. And while there's not like a top opening to the chimney, the way that you would insert these tiles here, the mail tiles, is through this little hole here. So we're gonna drop them out of here first, just by turning this tile to the left. there you go. They come flying in. Very fun feature. It's so well done. Like, I can't even believe that they were able to fit that in such a small amount of space. You can just kind of slide these off here. And they're just the regular Lego mail pieces. You've probably seen them before in some city set, but you're going to want to put this back up because you don't spin it back to the right, you know, you'll put them in and they'll just go right through again. And unless you want that to happen, I mean, that's fine. But otherwise, you're going to want to spin this back to the right, and then you can kind of reload it, more or less. And this is an incredible feature to have built into this little set. So all three, again, back locked and loaded in there. Such a neat feature. Like, you cannot beat it. And one final thing, I guess, would be the family portrait on the mantle above the fireplace. And notably, Harry Potter not part of the family portrait that Vernon, Petunia, and Dudley are part of. That's kind of funny to me. So yeah, that is pretty much every feature on this set. Really incredible feature with the 1x2 tiles that you can slide right in there and then drop on out on command. I think that this is an exceptional Lego Harry Potter set. This is definitely one of the best ones that they have put out in the last 3 years of the newer Harry Potter line. And this is so good with Harry's hidden cabinet bedroom. You also have the bedroom upstairs. You have the feng shui living room. I mean, there is some crazy colors going on in there. Obviously, the feature to drop the mail out of the fireplace is incredible. To me, it's like one of the funniest and more well thought out features I've seen on a Lego set. Like, there's so little space to work with there, and they were able to get something like that to work is just crazy to me. Obviously, a couple owls in the set, and the character selection is wonderful. And again, $70 for 797 pieces, I think is a very fair price. And, you know, piece count isn't everything, but it definitely feels like a substantial set. Like, you're looking at everything you get for $70. And what I keep thinking about is, like, what do you get with, like, the Lego Star Wars General Grievous Starfighter, which is a summer 2020 set, and that one is $80. You know, notably 300 pieces less. 3 minifigs less. It just doesn't feel like it's as much. So this one definitely feels like a wonderful value at that $70 price tag. And another look at the interior there. It's such a great dollhouse type set as well. I will be doing a comparison with the new one and the old one, so definitely keep your eye out for that video, and when it's available, I'll have that linked down in the description. So I have to rate this set a solid 9 out of 10, maybe 9.5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think about this set in the comments section below. Like I said, 9.0 to 9.5 out of 10 for me. I think it's wonderful. That's all I have for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. You can check out my other Lego Harry Potter set reviews on the end screen now.